People in the town of Jay are fearing a future without the Androscoggin Mill.
It's been a little over 24 hours since we learned that Pixel, the Androscoggin Mill's owner, plans to close it in the first quarter of next year, putting more than 200 people out of work. News Center Maine's Carly Dion was in Jay today as the news started settling in.
By this time next year, the Androscoggin Mill here in Jay will likely be a ghost town, as Pixel Specialty Solutions plans to shut down operations sometime in the first 3 months of 2023. I spoke with people here, including officials, about their reaction to the news.
To lose that out of central Maine is going to be a hard thing to replace.
State Senator Russell Black says this mill has been the driving force of their community's economy since it was built more than half a century ago.
When it was built, it was, the largest pulp mill in the world and very efficient.
With Tuesday's announcement, he says he imagines most of the workers saw it coming.
It wasn't really a surprise. I was hoping it wasn't coming for a while.
It's a bittersweet for me. I always was worried, and when the digesters went, I knew that it was just going to be a matter of time.
Former state legislator and retired mill worker Tom Saviello is referring to the massive explosion at the mill that ripped apart one of the mill's pulp digesters more than 2 years ago. No one was hurt, but Pixel had to have pulp shipped in order to still make paper. Saviello says the mill couldn't survive very long doing that.
Because they're not making their own materials to make into paper, and it becomes extremely expensive, and I'm sure the expenses started to get to them.
The mill once employed as many as 1,500 people at its peak, but that number dropped drastically over the years. The closure means more than 200 people will retire before they plan to, or will have to look for another job.
I would imagine some of them retire, some of them are going to have to look for jobs in other trades. Maybe a few of them will be able to move in a couple of the other mills.
But that may mean relocating or accepting a longer commute.
A lot of the paper mill jobs are 12-hour shifts. Well, if you add an hour and a half travel on top of that, it's a long day.
Town manager Shiloh Lafreniere says the closure has ripple effects for other towns and businesses in the area. Then there's the fact that 22% of Jay's tax revenue came from the mill.
It's a pretty significant piece of our tax base.
But Lafreniere says the town is prepared to support the workers however they can.
There are jobs out there, there's opportunities available, so hopefully the workers that are being displaced will be able to find that work and find a fit for them.
I feel like they're going to rebound. The people here are very resilient. Mainers are resilient. They find a way to make it happen.
The Maine Department of Labor says in the coming months it will be working closely with leadership at the mill to provide unemployment services to all employees. In Jay, Carly Dion, News Center, Maine.